With a lot of recent graduates and beginners to the credit card world right now, there are a lot of people out there on the market looking for their very first credit card. And when you have no previous credit history, the amount of cards that you can actually get is pretty limited, but there's still some really great starter cards out there that offer you a ton of value. However, if you do have some kind of loan in your name or your parents have added you as an authorized user to their credit cards, then there are a lot of other cards that you have the opportunity to get with any kind of credit score, but this video is specifically for people with no previous credit history. Overall, there are 3 main credit cards that I'm going to talk about in this video, and there's going to be one honorable mention at the end that has a really sleek metal design if you're into that kind of stuff. Also, the really nice thing about all 3 of these cards is that you can check online if you're pre-approved before you get a hard pull on your credit report, meaning that you can actually apply for these cards before you take any hit to your credit score and see if you're actually going to be approved or not. But then once you do actually apply and get approved for the card and accept the card, then you actually get a hard pull. Also, none of these cards have any kind of annual fee, and they're all targeted at beginners, which is really nice. So the first card we need to talk about is the Discover It secured card. Now this card is a staple for people just getting started in the credit card game because they target people with no previous credit history. However, unlike a normal credit card, this is a secured card, and a secured card basically means that you have to put an initial deposit down, which will determine your credit limit on that card. Normal credit cards, whenever you go to apply, they take all the information you give them in the application and they give you a predetermined credit limit. But with secured cards, you go ahead and actually set that limit yourself with an initial deposit that you give them. So if you gave them a deposit of $500, then your credit limit would be $500. And the reason that people go with secured cards first is because without any previous credit history, you generally have a harder time getting approved for an actual credit card unless you go and apply in branch or something like that. So in general, this is an easy way to get started building credit. And then after about 6 to 12 months, they'll generally graduate you to a normal Discover It card. And at that point, they give you your deposit back and give you an actual credit limit. So it's just a good way to get started and then get graduated up to the actual Discover It card. Also, speaking of that deposit I mentioned, the minimum deposit that you can put on this card for your credit limit is $200. So just keep that in mind. This card comes with no account opening, annual, or monthly fees, but it does come with a pretty high variable APR, and that's going to be sitting at about 24.49%, somewhere around there. And the only reason you would ever pay that kind of percentage on your account is if you don't pay your bills on time. So if you do miss a payment, then you're going to start accruing interest at that 24-ish%, which is pretty high. However, of course, like I always talk about, you're going to be wanting to pay your cards off in full on time every single month, so you shouldn't even have to worry about this percentage rate. As for earnings, it does earn 2% back on gas and restaurants, and that's up to $1,000 spent every single quarter, and then after that, it's 1% on everything else. But the really cool thing about all the Discover It cards is that at the end of your first year of having the card, Discover will match all of the cash back that you earned on that card for the first year. So theoretically, with your first year of having this card, you're going to earn 4% back on gas and restaurants and 2% back on everything else. Discover also does have a student version of this Discover It card, so if you are in college still and you're watching this video, then this is one that I would recommend. And the student version of the card acts more like a normal credit card in the sense that Discover does give you a predetermined credit limit and it doesn't require any kind of initial deposit. Also, since their target demographic is obviously going to be students, you have a pretty high chance of getting approved if you're a student even without any previous credit history. Now, one benefit of the student card versus the secured card is that it actually earns 5% back on rotating quarterly categories like the normal Discover It card does. And it also gets that 1% unlimited on everything else. Plus, like I mentioned about the Discover It secured, they do match your cash back in the first year, meaning that you're going to be earning 10% on those rotating categories and 2% on everything else, which is pretty crazy. So if you are a college student, like I mentioned, I would recommend getting a student card over the secured card. And for me personally, I actually started with the Chase Freedom Student, which was a good card that I really highly recommend. And if you want to see the best first 3 credit cards you can get as a college student and follow in my footsteps, then you can go ahead and watch this video here. But I will warn you, this was like my very first video, so it is a little bit lower than my normal standard of videos, but it has some good information in it, so go ahead and check it out. Also, all of the Discover It cards, the secured, the student, and the regular, will give you perks like access to your credit scoreboard so you can keep track of your credit score and how it's improving over time. They all report to the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, and they come with other Discover related perks. I would say that this Discover It secured card is probably the one most highly recommended first credit card for people that every YouTuber will recommend, but in my opinion, I think it's really traditional, and there are some other great cards on the market these days that can help you build your credit and give you some even better benefits, such as the next 2 cards we're going to talk about. So the next card we're going to talk about is going to be the Petal 2 card. So this card is pretty brand new on the market, and it's obviously targeted at beginners. For starters, this is a normal credit card with a predetermined credit limit and everything like that. Plus, it's a really cool looking card, so you can't really complain about that. But it also comes with a lot of pretty cool benefits with a really easy to use interface with the card, so it can help you learn how to use your credit cards responsibly with a good looking interface. So the first and most interesting thing about Petal's application system is that they don't only consider your credit score or your credit report in determining if you're going to be eligible for their cards. So their issuing bank actually has an algorithm that keeps track of your income, your spending, your savings savings accounts, and more, just so that your approval odds are not only based on the traditional FICO scoring system. And the credit limits they give are between $300 and $10,000. Another really cool thing about this card is that it comes with absolutely no fees of any kind, so it's really easy to get started with and actually learn the ropes of how to build your credit score. The earning system is a little bit different. It earns 1% cash back on everything else, and then after 6 on-time payments, so theoretically 6 months, that's going to bump up to 1.25%, and then after 12 on-time payments, or after a year with a card, you can get it bumped up to 1.5%. And on top of that, with select merchants, it earns 2 to 10% back on those purchases, which is really good. It has an APR between 13.74 and 27.74%, which on average is lower than the Discover It secured card, but again, always pay off your credit cards on time, in full, every single month, and you'll never have to worry about this APR. It also has no foreign transaction fees, which is pretty helpful. And I should have said this earlier, but the Discover It card also has no foreign transaction fees. Some of the other perks that come with this card is that it does report to all 3 of the major credit bureaus, as I talked about earlier. It gives you account management and budgeting tools through their app or their website, which is pretty cool. And it also comes with a certain Visa partnership benefit since it is a Visa card. And if you're at all familiar with Petal, you would know that they also have a Petal 1 card in comparison to this Petal 2 card. And to do a quick breakdown between these two, the Petal 1 card is basically the same thing. They earn the same benefits, but it does come with some other fees that the Petal 2 card does not. They have up to a $40 late fee and a $29 return payment fee, which the Petal 2 does not have. And when it comes to earning, it does earn the same 2 to 10% back on select merchants like the Petal 2 card. It also has a 20.74 to 30.24% APR, which is a little bit higher than the Petal 2. Plus, it only has credit limits up to $5,000, which is only half the upper limits of the Petal 2 card. So now you can see why I recommend the Petal 2 over the Petal 1. It really is a card that is designed to help beginners learn how to use their credit cards responsibly, and it rewards you for doing so, which is nice. Now, this next credit card may surprise you, but I'm actually going to be recommending the X1 credit card. Now, this credit card is in a category of its own, and it's not really similar to all other credit cards. So this card is heavily targeted at younger generations, especially millennials, and they actually market themselves as being a company that highly looks at your income rather than your actual credit score. The way this works is that when you go to apply, they ask for proof of income through any kind of pay stubs or your bank account information, or you can even just submit an offer letter which shows that you will be earning income. And this is similar to traditional credit cards where they ask you for your income information, but that's completely self-reported on other credit card applications. You don't have to submit any other additional information to prove your income. And for general credit card applications, that's usually just used to help set your credit limit, but it doesn't necessarily improve or decrease your odds of being approved. But with the X1 credit card, obviously, it does play a bigger role. But then with the X1 card, they actually use an AI to project out the income that you're going to be making through the information that you submit to them, and they assign your credit limit based on that. And speaking of credit limits, they actually pride themselves on offering credit limits up to 5 times higher than the traditional average for a credit card, which obviously makes this card pretty sought after. And to actually apply for this card, you have to join a waiting list where they'll then send you an invite to apply for the card. And I actually did this myself just to see how long it would take, and it took me probably about 1 to 2 months to get the invite to apply for the card. And I haven't taken advantage of it yet, but I will link that link in the description so that you can get the email yourself. And another nice thing about this card is how it earns. It earns 2% back on everything, and that 2% is bumped up to 3% if you spend $15,000 on this card in a year. And above and beyond that, if you actually refer people to this card, then you'll get 4x back on everything for a month after you have that successful referral. So if you have 5 referrals, then that equals 5 months of 4x back with the card. However, the way that you redeem these points may be a turnoff for some. You can only redeem your cash back at certain merchants, so you can't just deposit the cash that you've earned into your bank account like you can with the other cards we've mentioned. At least not yet. However, the companies that you can use it for are pretty popular, like Airbnb, Nike, Delta, Apple, JetBlue, and more. The interest rate on these cards are between 12.9% and 19.9%, which is obviously a lot lower than all the other credit cards we've talked about, and it does also have a 2% balance transfer fee. So if you wanted to transfer your balance to this card, you actually could. Some additional perks that come with this card is that there are absolutely no late fees or foreign transaction fees. The card reports to all 3 major credit bureaus, and it comes with some really cool technological perks that you can read up on more on their website. But for example, once you have this card, you have the ability to actually get virtual card numbers. There's also a one-click solution to end subscription payments, and much more. This card is a really interesting product that I've considered applying for, but I am sitting at Chase 524, so right now I'm holding off on any applications. Plus, the fact that the cashback can't be deposited into a bank account is kind of a turnoff for me. So now let's talk about the honorable mention. That would be the Apple Card. Now, this card is not going to be a guaranteed approval for people with no previous credit history. I've heard that in general, they like to see some kind of credit history before you apply for this card, but I've heard of people having it work out for them either way. So like all these other cards, I would recommend that you check to see if you're pre-approved for the card on their website before you actually go through the full application process, and your credit score won't be affected. And luckily, if you are denied, they do a really good job of helping you get approved in the future through a process that they have that we'll talk about later in the video. This card overall has a really cool white titanium metal design. Obviously, it's not super important for a credit card to have, but I really like it and I might just get it down the line just to have it. The perks of it for beginners is that it seamlessly integrates with your iPhone, and most people these days kind of have an iPhone, so with that interface it all works out really well. It also makes credit cards really simple to understand and teaches you how to use them responsibly with a clean design in the Apple-like fashion. Now this card earns the most actually whenever you use Apple Pay for it, which is kind of a letdown because it is a really cool card design, but if you use it in the physical locations, it's 1% back on everything. If you use Apple Pay, it's 2% back on everything. If you buy anything with Apple, you actually get 3% back. And then the way that you accumulate this cash is that they deposit Apple Cash into your account every single day. And to get your cash back every single day is a cool little perk that not every single card comes with. But to be fair, every other card in this list has cash back that is added to their apps, and then you just have to get the money from the apps to your bank account, which is a really simple process. But to have it all on your iPhone to where you don't even have to do anything is pretty cool. This card comes with absolutely no fees, including foreign transaction fees, and comes with certain perks like financing Apple products for free, which can be really helpful, especially if you're an Apple fanboy. If you do go to apply for this card, the whole process does take place on your iPhone. Obviously, you're gonna need an iPhone to actually apply for this card, which gives a little bit of a barrier to entry for some people, which I probably should have mentioned earlier. But if you do get denied, this card comes with a really cool program called the Path to the Apple card, and this actually provides you steps as to how to get approved for the card in the future, and they walk you through it every step of the process, which is pretty cool, especially because other lenders will just deny you and then not really tell you anything else, and you're just on your own after that. Now, I've mentioned multiple times in this video that it's really important to pay off your credit cards on time and in full every single month. If you'd like to learn when exactly to pay your bills to increase your credit score the fastest, then go ahead and click this video here where I talk about that more in depth. And since you are new to credit cards, if you're looking to rapidly increase your credit score so you can get even better cards with better perks, then go ahead and check out this video here where I talk about how to do that rapidly. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I was away for so long. I did get pretty sick and you can probably still hear it in my voice, but I really appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.